I was a part of a group of people that was a very serious attempt by Mexican and American interests to Americanize police forces in Mexico and professionalize them. We went through a lot of training, all of it paramilitary, in a way, and got to be trained by some of the best in the world. Some of NSW guys coming back from Afghanistan, showing us how to do a protection detail for Mohammed Karzai and how
Hmm.
that translates into taking care of somebody in a place like Tijuana, for example. And we learned well. And a lot of the people that I worked with who did an amazing job of taking Tijuana out of the most dangerous cities list after the government was done with them, basically. And as it was done with me, a lot of us were basically given notice to leave, you know? And where do you think people like me, who are now really sought after as subject matter guys that learn a bunch of stuff through experience and also by working one of the most amazing universities on the planet when it comes to modern warfare, which is Mexico, where do you think people like me go for work?
Oh, I can take a guess.
$12,000 every 2 weeks was the first offer that I got. And this is a while ago.
Hmm.
Uh, Plus, we would get to keep what we found is what
Oh,
the offer was that was done. This is when I was still active,
wow.
and a lot of people took that offer.
Yeah.
So where are they? You know,
Yeah. Well, I can once again I can guess. How did you avoid that? Were you hardwired from your youth in order this to be different, or were you
so
swayed? Did you have was it tempting, or what was your
so so
how did you avoid
th
that?
this is the and I get a lot of that, because like, hey Ed, how did you avoid it? What makes you better? Nothing makes you better, man. I was tempted like a motherfucker. I mean, everybody has a number. I'm sure if I approached you with a number, you might say no. But then if I approach you with your family's phone numbers and pictures and stuff like that, you might say yes,
That's a different
right?
deal.
It's a different thing. So I was the part of the program that I was a part of would put all of our guys through FBI background checks, number one, and then we would have polygraph exams done on us regularly, psychological, we blood tested, all that stuff was done regularly. They would do surprise house visits on us to see what we were doing, if we had a TV that was extra, if we had a
Ah.
gold AK on the wall and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and one of my biggest advantages specifically is that I was very much suicidal for most of my career, which
Mm.
meant that I really didn't want to live to over 33. I had this whole mindset of not getting past the age of Jesus. So I didn't
Where
have
did
any
that come
kids.
from?
It's probably childhood trauma.
Mm.
I had some childhood shit going on in my life, which basically made me try to overachieve in everything that I could
Mm.
once I got bigger.
Okay.
So that job was very much a very long suicide attempt for me, realistically. Everybody telling me not to go there, my mom included, and a few of my family members were like, "That you're insane for doing it."
Uh-huh.
So I was very kind of like self-destructive in that way. So they didn't have really have an angle on me. Like what could they offer? I guess I think that mentality, even though it was pretty fucked up, kind of kept me on the edges of things. And also I grew up as a skater kid, grew up as a punk rock kid as well. So the whole cartel lifestyle luxury aspect of it never really appealed to me. It was
Mm.
more like legit. I was there for the violence and the excitement and the adrenaline. So that wasn't an issue for me, but for other people it was.
Yeah.
Um,
What changed for you? Because you're older than that now.
yeah. Well, first off, I had to leave that job, which it was pretty pretty horrible one. You want to talk about people being programmed and used by the government. People talk about conspiracy theories and all you want, but you were a war fighter. You know that when they form people like us, they try and convince us of certain things. They're the bad guys. They're subhuman. They deserve this. You are on the good guy side.
Mm.
The difference between you and me is that when I adopted that responsibility, I was spit on by the people that was supposed to be protected. I wasn't the hero because I was a cop, and cops in Mexico are corrupt and horrible. And as the questioning that you just happened, like aren't you like, how did you get out of it? How were you not corrupt? That's always the assumption. So it was a, it I had people with me during a big part of it. People like Lieutenant Colonel Lizaola, legendary lawman in Mexico, who basically formed me from training all the way to the street, who were legit trying to do something good for this country. I had people around me that went through this formation with me, and as I went through this process of almost 12 years working in that environment, a lot of the good ones started waking up to the fact that it wasn't going to get any better, and they started to leave.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, I found myself in a room 12 years later, surrounded by a new command asking me to play ball with them as they were attempting to go after a single cartel now, not two.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that basically they were asking me to go play ball for one of them. And I had to leave. That was it.
How'd you get out of that room?
I said I was going to go talk to somebody about what the offer and basically printed out my resignation. Uh, no questions. People were like, "Look, are you going to resign it?" Like people knew me in the office and the secretaries and stuff like that. Like, what? I said, yes, keep it on the down low, print it out, let me sign it and file it. I handed everything over in a trash bag, including an MP5, four magazines, Glock, uh, Satcom radio, smoke grenades, and all of my shit in a trash bag. I handed it into the armory and left that next night to the
Okay.
U.S.
Oh wow, jeez.